New at 4, we share much more with dogs than just our homes. The National Institutes of Health says there are 6 types of cancers in dogs that are similar to those in people. Researchers say some treatments developed for dogs might also work for humans.
Dr. Timothy Fan, professor of veterinary clinical medicine at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, is working to develop these new treatments. He joins us live to discuss it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is what you're calling comparative oncology, is that correct?
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit more in detail about that.
So comparative oncology is really the study of the similarities and the differences of cancers across different species. For me as a veterinarian, and for I think most people out there as pet lovers, we really kind of look at tumors that develop in dogs and cats. And we realize that many of these tumors that we have affecting our pets are also similar tumors that affect people. And so being able to study how these tumors behave in dogs and cats that naturally develop them, just like people, really helps us have a better understanding of the biology, the genetics, as well as the treatment options that should be effective for not only improving the lives of pets, but hopefully and optimistically saving the lives of human beings with those similar type of tumors.
Your research shows that there are several types of cancers that both dogs and humans deal with. I think I read brain, bladder. What are just some of those that both species have in common? And then it sounds like some of the treatments, trials can be done on dogs prior to humans.
Yeah, I think that there are a handful of exceptionally common tumors that are shared. The 6 that are recognized by the National Cancer Institute include bone cancer, specifically osteosarcoma, brain cancer, breast cancer, bladder cancer, melanoma, as well as what we call diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. So those are the 6 tumors that are clearly recognized as comparative and of high value. Really, in the era of immunotherapy, there's been great interest in further including pet dogs and pet cats into this drug development pipeline. And the reason for that is dogs and cats have normal immune systems, and cancers develop in these pets. And we feel that immunotherapies that are there to harness your immune system can be best modeled in pet dogs or pet cats, and it can recapitulate the disease that we see in people. So we're really excited about novel immunotherapies and how to actually include pets with these diseases to not only help them live longer, better lives, but really to serve as a guide to actually improve the design and interpretation of similar clinical trials in people.
Finally, doctor, you've been doing this for decades. Can you kind of relate how it has progressed and how optimistic you may feel in these decades that you've been doing it?
Yeah, I think that, there's great hope. And this hope is driven by many things. It's driven by the amount of resources that are going into developing reagents and therapeutics that are identical to what we use in people. And so we really have a lot of optimism that we can actually leverage a lot of new therapies, specifically immunotherapies, to help pet dogs and pet cats, and at the same time provide a realistic framework of understanding of how these innovative therapies can be beneficial in saving lives in human cancer patients as well.
All right, Dr. Timothy Fan, thanks so much for joining us. Fascinating stuff and very interesting research. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.